Sharp, ngathi.
Mic technique.
Is everything okay? Mic technique? Okay. Are you rolling there? Yeah, yes. Are you also rolling there? Are you rolling? Are you
Rolling it joint.
pun intended? Are you rolling? Are you rolling? You must pass the spliff.
Must pass.
Yo, Tumelo.
Yes, Sizwe.
How are you, sir?
Zwest. Why did they call you Zwest?
My friend, if I tell you about that name, that was my mixed name.
Mix it.
Yes.
You've been chatting, eh?
Yes, a friend of mine, Durelo Samake, was just like, my brother, there is no nickname for you, so
You've been-
Zwest.
Let me put shades on and see you are on.
It's the shade day,
let me put
okay?
them
So
on.
we're going to throw some shade as well.
I'm not sure about the shade, but let me put mine on.
Yeah, otherwise, my friend, it is me and friends. I am with my friend. I'm going to do a formal introduction, but otherwise, when I'm sitting with you, doesn't feel like a formal.
Yeah.
Not no need for long. But otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it. It is MaF. Must I speak straight to the mic? Okay. It is me and friends. Today, I have my friend. Like I said.
Yes, with shades on.
Tumelo. JT, the voice.
The singer, the dead.
The entrepreneur.
You feel
the event coordinator. Yazin, you wear so many hats, my friend. But
so many.
Anything else, you are a brother to so many people.
Yes, I am. You have a beautiful set, man. Like, it's very beautiful. I've been seeing you pushing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that don't know, this is a very beautiful place.
Yeah, it's a very tranquil place. Like, nah.
Like it's and why do you have a pole for strippers and stuff? Yeah?
Well, sometimes you do have parties. I'm joking.
Okay, but it's a beautiful place.
Yes, it's a very sacred space. I love it. So yes, we appreciate it. Okay, but it is not about us. There's no place regarding us. You're also here with your friend. Like I said, brotherhood is very important to you. Sure. You're here with the man at the moment, Shabi Sizwe, my friend of preschool Chabavela.
Yeah, I know.
DJ Slabs. How are you, sir? I don't think they can hear you, but he is saying hi, everybody, and he's here with JT. Okay.
Yes, you know.
And he's the one that's rolling the spliff. So hey, we've got hands today, blessed hands. He's an anointed man. This one is blessed.
Yeah, I know. Clubs, I always pull up with him, man. He's one of the. I've known him since 2006. Mm-hmm. So he's one of the few people that I've been with. You know, amongst him, obviously, there's Nati, there's Onke. It's just a small circle, but my friendships go as far as 2001, 2002. So I've got guys that know me even before all these things that are happening now. They've literally been there. So I think there's also something that if you are in a creative space, right, you need to find yourself in a position where you are surrounded by people that know you. It's easier for them to tell you that, hey, Poison, I think now you are out of line, or now you are no longer.
And they, out of everything else, they don't take you as JT the voice. They look at you as a normal brother.
I mean, there's nicknames that they know probably from high school that they would probably call me by. That they don't need to come out of the second. People must not know those things. But thank you so much, man, for having me. And good evening. It's evening, guys, if you don't know. To the people
we are in the evening, and it's a full moon. Tell them
it's a full moon, man. So I once had this girlfriend pass a long time ago, and she was so obsessed about full moons, and every time it's a full moon, she would send me a text on Mix It.
Yes.
And then it's full moon, and it would go outside and maybe chat about it or whatever if we see a star shooting out. So I've always been fascinated about full moons and space, and I think my next tattoo is gonna be of a spaceman somewhere in my deck.
Okay, so you came to the right place, because also here we are very much interested in astrology and the universe and the moon. So I feel like today is going to be a blessed tonight. Is going to be a blessed night. We're going to talk about a lot of things.
But do you think there's been a man on the moon?
Well, there's so much myths about that. Okay. You're welcome, my brother.
Scotsman.
Yeah, Scotsman, guys. He's in the house.
Sizwe, make technique. Theater.
Yeah, sorry, my friend. I get too excited. And I was holding it like this, but I saw my hand busy shivering. So yeah. But otherwise, are we back? Are we ready? So yes, my friend, you said do I believe that? Do I think that there has been
a man on the moon?
I'm sure there has been someone on the moon. I really have that belief because with the myths that I know, as far as maskula, umama utete umntwana,
Okay.
So I think with that idea, for me, I have believed that someone has reached the moon. So as far as the universe and learning about astrology, I don't believe someone is, literally experienced, being in the moon, but I'm sure they've been close to it.
Hey man, my fascination around this thing also is like I don't think we've ever left Earth.
Okay.
If there's been a man on the moon and just like yourself, I mean, growing up, you was whole Mark Shuttleworth went to the moon and whatever. But they did it when they did it back in the 80s, right? With the machines that they had back then. I mean, it's 2025 now. By now, it should be a norm to say, "Yo."
Oh yes.
Yes. So we haven't had a story of one guy that's been to the moon or one girl that has been to the moon. And they had said to us in the 80s, there's been Americans that went to the moon. And you can imagine in the 80s, we weren't as advanced as we are now as far as with machinery and technology and everything. So I honestly don't think so. But, I'm yet to be proven. But I'm fascinated about that.
When you speak about Americans, then you should know maybe there is technology that, they are hiding from us. They've hidden a lot of things from us. Already.
Yeah, true. And then you would look at the Chinese also.
Hey.
The Chinese are way advanced, bro. Like they create things that are very advanced, way advanced than the Americans.
But who knows? Maybe they know the power of the moon, and because Chinese are very handiara like us, and
I get you.
Some of the Americans are also handiara, so they probably know what the moon does. Yes, please pass those please.
The puff and pass. Yeah, but obviously people can let us know in the comment section. Has there been?
What do you think? Do you think anyone has been to the moon? Let us know on the comment section. But otherwise, let's move along, my brother. You spoke about creative industries when you spoke about Hlabza. And you said in this industry, and predominantly, but in our fraternity, Ngatini, the artists in Citibank. Even though we don't know a lot of them as far as Val is concerned, because we know a lot of Joburg people. But I consider you and myself as one of the people that, are prominent. So creative industries. Let's talk creative industry in Ratanda.
Do
you think it exists? It still exists? Because you and I come from an era of RTF. Remember those days?
True.
What other events did we do? Shabs remind us, man. There were a lot of things that we used to do, and we had like a fraternity and a creative industry. We all worked together somehow.
Yeah.
But now we're more advanced, and there's more people who are talented, and there's social media. But for me, we are lacking a creative industry. We do have an industry, but we are lacking a creative industry. So what's your take, my friend? You tell me. What do you think? Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you are. But also it depends on the context in which problem is we try to hog onto the spotlight. Are we having
yes, my brother in the conversation.
Jeez. Hey, people are gonna see me smoking for the first time. Guys, the blood.
It's me and friends. You are my friend. We are chilled.
So I think, right, we try to, like OGs, like when we came in, there were people that were singing and they were doing art, right?
Okay.
You get into that space.
And let's name a few. When someone looks at
when you came, let me go back.
Okay.
Because when I started, I was a rapper, right?
Okay.
I was rapping, Mesma Gandhi.
Okay.
I was part of that thing.
All right.
2009, 2010, I went to varsity to VUT. And then 2012, I came back. We started a band called Technical Image.
Okay.
Right? And when we started the band, there wasn't any bands at Ratanda.
Yes.
But when we started, Abu Pagati Khadebe, they were there. Uliso was there.
Okay.
Freeze was there.
Okay.
Tebu. So those were
You're
the guys.
speaking music right now.
Yeah. Those were the guys that were in that space.
Okay.
So if ever we needed to learn something, those were the guys that we would call to say, yo, we're trying to write a song, we're trying to push, and then they would come in. And they were good enough to say, yo, we can assist you, we can help you. And as a band at the time, I mean, we were young. I think I was 21, 22, you know. We started a band, we pushed. Like, we did a lot of stuff.
And you guys had a great band because it was a very diversified a band. You guys had a white guitarist, right?
Eventually, as we advanced, because we wanted to tap into other markets, and having a white guitarist played to our favor, because whenever you do a photo shoot or whenever you send people videos, they would say, you have a white guy. It means you guys are, are not as disconnected as one would think. So the guys didn't hog the thingy. We are the only ones that are doing music. They allowed us to learn from them and we grow. Problem now is we want to be famous sodwa egazi, right? You see an artist who's really good, and if you can give him the connects that you have, chances are this guy can make it, right? Because you make music, you become famous at Ratanda, right? And then you end up being a superstar at Ratanda to a point where it's nice when people, when they see you, they scream your name, Ratanda. This is just in that context, right? And then you see on Facebook, like, yo, this boy is talented. I've got connects to YFM. I've got connects to Power. I've got connects to TV, whatever. Let me assist this boy. That is not done. That is why you would feel good, okay, we don't have a driving...
so what you're trying to say is there are gatekeepers. There are people who...
From Eratanda.
Okay.
That can... And that can actually say, you know what? I am a musician. I've got the connects. Let me put on my artist management hat.
Okay.
Let me put on my my label hat and say, boy, I'm gonna take you in. I've got 4 or 5 people that I know, and I see that you are talented. And then what you can do, you can have a flexible contract with this guy, right? Not that I'm saying you should sign them or anything. Sometimes you should just help.
Just connect someone.
Help
them with their network. You know what I mean? Them be at spaces where they can see people that
tap in and they can go. But me, because I'm in that space, but I'm not only a musician. I'm in A&R. I have a label, Next Door Media Group. But if I see you are talented and I can put on my label head and say, okay, I'm going to take you on, but I'm going to help you. I'm not going to make you sign anything. I'm going to take you to the radios. I'm going to, take you through the blogs and radio stations and interviews. And then when I do that, when I post about you, it's like, yo, Ratanda, this is the next big thing. Please support this guy or please support this girl. That's what I've been doing. And one of the reasons why, for me, I mean, you talk about events, I did Ratanda Wakanda was because I'm not booked a lot at home, right? And I understand because a lot of people have this thing, JT is expensive. Or JT uzosifuna an arm and a leg, and I'm not expensive, right?
But before we go into that, can I just quickly, you just said to me, you are one of the people that, are pushing and trying to plug the young ones, right?
Sure.
So you gave me a solution to what we can do. And we said, the problem is the gatekeepers. But I think the problem is now, do you think all the people around, like the artists we have, because I have an issue with them, they don't see you spoke about radio interviews. You spoke about a lot of things. That is you taking yourself seriously. That is you pushing your brand.
Sure.
Professionalism. So you mentioned Uba famous Ratanda. Does that thing maybe, do you think, even getting on and then they forget that
it messes,
there's a bigger...
it messes with you.
Nah.
Iratanda can make you a superstar. Like we want on your Facebook, when this guy or when this girl posts, he gets the interactions. It's fame on its own. And you would go out, you'd go to Souls, you'd get the reception. You go to cafe, you would get the reception. You go to wherever, you would feel like I've made it. And for me, I've never loved that thing. I've always wanted to
just like me.
have a rude awakening in a way. You go to okay. I go to Joburg, okay, I will have 1 or 2 people that know me, but I need to introduce myself. That would then say, dude, you are from a small town. You haven't made it. So there's something called sales, something that I do a lot. So when you do sales, Monday to Friday, you sit down, laptop or phone or whatever you're using. You have a target of saying, okay, I've got this song and I believe it's a beautiful song, right? Don't dive deep into Abumapayola connections. Just trust in the product that you have. And then you have 10 people. Say, for instance, you want to tackle radio, right?
Yes.
You've got power, you've got, depending on the song, it's going to work on which station. Because you can't take your song and phone it out and say, "Hi, felt."
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
It won't fit the format, right?
Yes.
So you would have those stations like maybe let's narrow it down to 5 stations, right? You would have your Y. You can help me also. You can have
YFM, Metro, Power,
yeah, right. And then you listen to those stations prior you making the calls. You listen to the stations like, okay, 6 to 9, they're actually playing this vibe.
Oh,
right. And then you get the context of the producer of that show. You get the context of the producer who's doing power, also the one who's doing Y, also the one who's doing whatever. You make sales.
So with you are also giving them you should have a season.
I'm plugging.
Yeah, you're plugging.
Like I'm plugging.
Because what you're doing now is more projection and research on your own.
Yeah, this is me now.
Exactly,
on
that is you on
head.
Doing someone else's shooting, because like you said, you're more than just
yeah.
So you've made the job to do the marketing and
easier
for yourself.
And here's what you do. This is another plug. So what I do is when I call, I don't call as the artist. I call as someone who's managing the artist. Okay. So I call as JT the voice, but when I speak to the person, you're speaking to Joseph. I'm calling from Next Door Media and I'm representing JT the voice. We love your show. We see that the format of the show can fall, or the artist that we are representing can fall in nicely with what you are doing. We have your email. So you send through an email. We've just sent you an email. Please go through that. You speak to them, and then which day can I call back to see if you went through? That's sales, right? So, and the call, we normally call them cold calls.
Okay.
Whereby you will get rejection, you will get a maybe. Sometimes you will get a yes to say, actually, thank you so much. I just saw the email now. Is your artist ready for whatever? The reason why you should call as the manager or as whoever is because promoters or producers don't like speaking to the artists.
Okay.
Artists are arrogant. Artists never pitch on time. Artists don't know the jargon. So when they feel that they are speaking to someone senior, they take you serious. So that's the plug. It's sales. And then from there on, you will get 1 or 2 calls, and then you start going out to the interviews.
And that one, you being on YFM is you getting new people. Like you said, it's sales. Obviously, if someone likes your song, they then download it.
That's it.
Wow.
And it's content for days. You shoot a reel, you driving from Ratanda to the station. When you get to the station, you shoot another reel. We are here. And when you do the interview, so you've got content going there. You've got content. You're there. You've got content already doing the interview. So you can spread it out to your TikTok, to your Insta, to your Facebook, and people consume as they watch, right? And then okay, we just did Power, or we just did Josie FM. I've got another sales to do. How in a week? How many stations are you gonna do?
That's true,
right? So that's me giving people 101 in the game to say, guys, you have a song, and then what? See, you get people that release music every week. It's because they have a song, but they don't know what.
And you're right. It's like with me in the theater space. I would give someone the advice of go watch theater shows. Like go to State Theater, network, mingle around those people.
Exactly. Buy those expensive tickets that will allow you backstage thingy.
Invite people to your shows. If you do a production like Ratanda, Babies. So basically, what you're saying is, in as much as the people that are hoarding and are gatekeeping, you must also do some research.
You must also do, and sometimes you'd find that you call somebody, and they say, man, we know you. From Lapu to Sweet now. Like, you know me. I'm way to. Can we please arrange for this guy to perform live? Imagine getting like a segment on radio.
Exactly.
That's Sembro royalties. That's content. That's
Wow. So great plug.
Sometimes abanyabantu, they don't know or see Utbama gatekeep. That I would like to emphasize.
That's where I want us to go, because we're giving them solutions, but otherwise we are not dealing with the problem.
True. Some people don't even know as I'm actually by being a gatekeeper, it means you are holding on to the contacts. Umuntu uyaposta, guys, I need help. That's in a way being a gatekeeper.
As small as the people complaining about the same DJ lineup in all the the establishments that we have.
Understand. But the question is, what have you done to play outside?
Exactly.
What have you done to play outside? Because Mina, at some point, I was posting Gulama. When you do an event, you post Gulama group la wala Ratanda. And then there's this one group, it doesn't approve my post. And I'm like, you know what? I decided to sponsor.
So that is also another way of gatekeeping.
Yeah. I was like, man. In fact, who's the admin for Isia Pusha?
I have no idea.
Yeah, admin, if you're watching, stop blocking my stuff. Fair to, they have this option of checking what exactly. Have you put. 8 to 9 posts, not approved.
Not just yours.
Just mine. I'm like,
it's gatekeeping.
I'm like, so who's the admin for that?
We don't know, but if you're watching admin of all these groups, especially,
let's check.
No, we are not doing that.
Let's check so we can call them out.
I know, because I know on the damn right one, the 2.0, I'm also one of the admins.
Okay.
But with that one, I did not even know that I was the admin. But otherwise, I approve because it's only just,
Sure.
Yeah, but the Sia Pusha one, I think I know who's the admin.
Who's
the person that started that thing was Doza. He was the one that said...
He's the admin.
I don't know if he's the admin, but he was the one that started the page about Sia Pusha.
Then he's the admin.
Must probably.
Then he needs to please, bro. Like, come on, Doza.
But you and him are cool, right?
Yeah?
You and him are cool, right?
I would like to think so. I don't know.
You had an event now, Abantu Bonke, and I think he was still the manager of that place. So I would think that you guys are cool. Or not?
But I spoke to Kaya for that.
Oh, okay.
I never spoke to him about anything. I spoke to, and shout out to Kaya for that because
and his establishment.
Yeah, shout out to Cafe, one of the coolest dudes ever. But then I was saying that to say I saw my young blog, they're gatekeeping this thing. I ended up sponsoring the event, and it did as good. So always have a solution to say, okay,
Wow. Okay, let's move on. So gatekeeping, stop it, guys. If you have information and you're established and you have, your contacts and ways to propel other people, share with these boys.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Mob Trika now. There's that boy. I think he's so dope.
Mob Trika is talented. Let me tell
he's
you,
so talented.
There is, there's Black Leo
from Ratana as well. I wonder who's that. I'll go check him out.
So Iratana Wakanda has afforded me the opportunity because what I would also get is I would get songs from these guys.
Okay.
Right? So when it started, the Unknown.
Okay.
The
band, yes.
First performance, first stage thing.
That day, okay.
You were the MC, no?
Yes.
So from there on, they blew. Bulelani went on to do Idols
yes,
and do whatever. So that for me was like, okay, we are doing something. And then this boy Black Leo, he's from Lesotho, he's very talented. And then there's Savage. He calls himself Savage something. He's a rapper like you.
Dope as well.
I think I shared his stuff. And then Mobshot Trigger, obviously, he's we did a song together.
He's dope.
I'm gonna have him on my EP. He's dope. So there's talent, bro.
There is talent.
And you can't sit and say Valela or anything. Where's the plant, bro?
What do you think about Mayaga, Mr. Plant? Are you still splitting? What do you think about Mayaga?
Mayaga is am I comparing between him and...
No, you're not comparing, like maybe just what you think.
To be honest, I haven't heard any of his stuff.
Okay.
For me to say, okay, no, he's solid. But I see he's got some traction. I see he's got some traction. It's just I haven't seen much, but Nyambonu Gutuya push and But the person who's forever on my feeds and whatever, Mobshot for now.
Okay, for now.
But Tumayaga, I've seen. I think I did a gig with him where I was performing. He was performing, but I won't lie. I don't know much. But if he's pushing, clearly I will hear the music. But I know him.
No, he is dope. I think the problem with him is what you just spoke about, social media. I think
he's not as active.
Yes. Besides that, he was as active, but I think he got the fame and it consumed him.
Consumes you, bro.
Yes. Because now I think he's back with a new account, but I see there's a lack of motivation because, when you restart, when you reboot, the followers, everything just, it changes.
Sure.
They gave him the... I don't know his music, but like you said, I don't know his music as well. But I just know about him because I saw him all the time. There was a phase or a time where all I saw was Mayaga this, Mayaga that. But otherwise, now that I see him as himself, I think the first time he was represented as it was someone else. Someone was doing his page. Now that he's being himself and is tackling it on his own, there is a lack of motivation, and I think because it's not the same, the hype is not the same.
No, he can do better.
A motivation to him is like what you said: don't let this thing consume you.
It's not. I want to be famous at Ratanda. It's not the actual fame. It tastes your fame.
Yeah.
And then when you get it, you can think it's the actual thing, and it's not. And then we see you from there. We're like, with this little frame, township fame, unjan. And then you think you made it until you go outside. You know, hey.
You realize that.
Are you ready for JT the Voice? It's just two people say, yeah. You go in, you perform, and then you start getting people to say, okay. But then the rude awakening is, if that MC was saying, are you ready for JT the Voice at Ratanda? You know the reaction was going to be as, 100. Apparently, you are as good as anywhere in the world, obviously. But the rude awakening is a hamfana. You are not known.
Yeah. So, yeah, to him, I think, but he will come back. I think he really will bounce back.
I trust.
I think I'll also reach out, maybe just a little bit. Like you said, you motivated me when you said, you must share the knowledge. Because I speak to Mob, but otherwise with him, I'm just seeing his social media deteriorate. And I'm seeing that, there's a lack of motivation.
Okay. Mayaga, come on, Faith.
So come on, boy. Let's pick up your socks. Let's work.
Let's push. Let's work push. Also, if you've got something, let's do something. Yeah.
Speaking about events, you spoke about Ratanda Wakanda. Do we still have it? What happened? Now, I saw the event, and okay, the concept is not really the same, but otherwise, I felt comfortable, like I feel comfortable on the Wakanda stage. So,
what I wanted to do, I wanted to diversify my portfolio. So my portfolio, because as a person, you need to build your portfolio. You need to have property. You need to have all these other things. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to add one event on my event portfolio. Have Abantu Bonke, have Ratanda Wakanda.
Okay.
And I also do sound and hire it out if you're doing a wedding, whatever. I sing, and then I do PR, and then I do sales for Nextdoor and for 2 other companies that are outside creatives.
Oh.
So I'm big on sales,
So with that, I'm asking this question because they're asking me. We've got loyal Wakanda people.
Okay. It's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there. We are gonna have it this year. But also another thing with Wakanda, it happens in December. Right?
Oh yeah. Yes.
And for the longest time I've been funding it until I had a child. I was like, I'm not gonna fund it this time around, because when I had my daughter, it was just the up and down and Kimbies, and you can.
How much that should cost now?
But she's turning 2, so at least but more than anything, you are a friend, you are a brother, and you are a dad, right? You need to make those. But Iwakanda Ikona, we are gonna have it this year. And I'm just hoping that we can do it at a bigger scale.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, if you are sitting here and you wanted to know and you've been asking me, we still have Ratanda Wakanda. We still have the merchandise as well. I think. Are you wearing it? Yes.
Yeah, we still have. Those.
Speaking of events, okay, I wanted to dissect the events that were once great or are still happening in Ratanda, but like we said now, not
true.
And I think generation to generation, there's been a group of people that events event. Okay. So I want us to dissect. Let's start with maybe our generation. I'm going to speak about the 90s.
Okay.
Because the 80s, what event do you remember from the 80s? Maybe, if you do.
I was there when Africa was shooting the video.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Otherwise, I wanted to ask. Okay, there was RTF. Let's speak about that because there was a skipper that went on with our names, and.
Ratanda
Festival. What, and people then asked, good how, and then manje nazo-ke sanibona iyikipa exactly JT me, people wanted to come see us. We've got like a fan base here.
True.
Then what do we say? What happened? First of all, do you know why they cancelled it? Did they explain to you? Maybe Shabza, do you know? You don't. Do you know?
I don't. I don't.
I also don't know.
I don't.
Okay.
I can't see your eyes because of your shoots, but
I also don't know, my friend. Look, I don't know for real.
Yeah, sure.
I don't.
No, I don't.
And I wanted to talk about it because it's a great idea. It's a beautiful
idea.
And I've been in it. It's the first one. You were also there, Shabza. I think we did on the second one. Okay, yeah. Then things started, The third one, I think that was where I was like, okay, they need to maybe sit down and think about stuff. But what do you think goes wrong? What do you think went wrong? First of all, have you performed in?
Yeah, the first one I performed, but I was still with the band.
Okay.
Yeah. This one that they cancelled, I was gonna pay for. It will be my second time, first time as a solo artist, as JT the Voice. I was looking forward to it. Like yo, I cleared my 16. Like yo, I'm gonna attend. I think events, you need to be willing to work hard, right? And you need to wear a promoter, because you're a promoter. Once you get into events, you are not the DJ, you are not the artist, you are a promoter.
Okay.
Meaning you need to know how to speak to artists, you need to know how to negotiate, you need to know how to deal with ticket sales, you need to know how to sell them, because it doesn't help you being JT the Voice and think tickets are gonna sell. You need to do the work. You need to call people, you need to send them a DMs like, yo, did you hear about? I've got tickets. You need to do the work. You need to be seen walking somewhere. You need to,
and
be
especially
seen
if your brand was once a big hype around you, and then you took a break, but you can't rely on the first event.
Yeah, you can't.
That's all they rely on,
and you can't be cool also for an event.
Nah.
You need to be, like I'm saying, you need to be seen selling tickets physically. You understand? And
doing
and strip strip yourself off. No, strip yourself off and be a promoter. Be someone that needs this thing to work. And know also, why are we doing it? What is our plan? If we don't break even, what are we gonna do? What sponsors can we get? Because Ian's on December, right? And we've got Jen until then. What theme do we have this year? What sponsor do you think can align with?
And you're right. It's the planning.
I understand.
Think that's what it is.
Yeah, and then I mean, usually my event, I normally do them with it's myself, my partner. Sometimes about clubs that they come in, but I would sit down and say, okay, the theme is this. This is what I want, and then maybe Smirnoff is aligned with this. I'm gonna start with the calls, bro. I'm gonna start with the calls. I'm gonna research them and check their what do they call it? CIP. What's this thing where companies need to give back?
Oh, corporate CSR.
Yeah, CSR, right? And you call like, listen, guys, this is what I'm doing. It's gonna benefit the community in this way. I see this is what you guys are doing. These are the understand. I've just sent you an email, whatever. I would love to come through to the office and speak more about this thing. And then always, which day can I call you back on? Always close with that, or always push for that. And then on the day you call, hi, you understand?
So here we are saying the planning, because it failed. And I just found out
we don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah,
and imagine
even
when your name was there and someone asks you how manje, what do you say?
Yeah. And it's a risky when you would have a Hlabza's name on a poster and then you decide to cancel it, and then the communication isn't as good, or he's not even given an explanation. We funda now, so we funda go TV. Why am I saying it's risky? I mean, on social media, TV. Yes. Why am I saying it's risky? Because you don't know what. Like I'm saying, I reserved my 16 for that. Chances are probably I would have done something, and then I said no.
Taken a booking.
Understand? So how you put out a statement, also you need to respect your artist to say, yo, we are having, and sometimes you'd find that the artist that maybe you may call can ask you, okay, why are you canceling? No, we are struggling. No, I can assist you with that. You understand? No, I can help you with that. Sometimes, so you don't wake up and cancel because my ticket sales are go sharp or whatever. You need to send in communication to all the artists. Unfortunately, we've cancelled. We apologize for the delays. By the time you put out a statement, we know. But I think, Mina, for RTF, it's a beautiful initiative. They just
I hope they find ways to merge together and make it work. But otherwise, the planning I think fails them. And you're right. I think now people are thinking they are bigger than the brand. They are not doing the work. You don't want to go out now and be seen.
You can't be cool for. You can't be cool.
You can't be cool for these things. And let's just move on. There's another one. Then in the other generation, there was this event, Explosion. Have you been to an Explosion?
Ooh,
those boys who are still doing the central. They did the central Sundays there, and then now they're doing this one. King Lebenza Maj, rounding. I think it's the same people.
Nah, I don't think so.
Is it not the same people?
I don't think so.
Skel, ne? But he was also part of.
Was he?
Explosion. Nah, but otherwise you interlink them. It's a group. It's the same generation, but
maybe in a way they
yes, somehow.
But Explosion for me.
And props to them.
Ooh, that's the biggest for me. I mean, those boys, I respect them. I wish, I want to learn from them. Dude, those guys had tickets. Nigel, they had tickets. They had sales. That's what I'm saying. Like you know who you're gonna sell to. You know your target market, right? Which is, I think, SKL with a rounding, he sort of took the blueprint to say, this is my target and this is what I'm gonna do. He studied Iratana. Oh, this is how you're doing events. This is how I'm gonna do it, and this is how I'm gonna make sure that I make money off of it. And I'm not gonna do it every day or every month.
And you know what's the funniest thing is he's teaching them something they are failing to do with even live events. Daytime, it starts around 1 o'clock or whatever, 12.
So Explosion events, they did multiple mfana ishaya abafundisi. You don't go
you have to go there and
you need to make sure. And those guys killed Machita.
And 3 times. I'm sure there was Explosion 4 or 3 times. Packed.
Machita.
Sold out.
If the gents are watching this, gents, please make tutorials, make classes,
exactly,
or bring back Explosion.
Don't be gatekeepers.
Explosion was for me. I didn't attend in person.
Yes, I've never been.
But I knew Wuta was going to be a 10-up, and I think we need it now than ever. I think SKL Namachita, they can do something, and then
in that magnitude.
I remember this one morning after Explosion, we were driving out.
Isn't it the day when Tate Tuso had something to do as well? And when he got there, he was like, wow, I've never seen so many drunk
I think so.
kids from Ratanda, you know?
Yeah.
But so shout out to those boys, man. Let's give them the props.
I mean, Explosion, I have a feet. I think Tulani, I think he was a manager Rashuga.
Yes,
he was there now. Mangoba, Mtanake was there. So I mean, I'm a cheetah.
Yeah, I know those boys. One of the people that are keeping the events at Ratanda, you know? At a pedestal. They know the events.
Explosion.
And shout out to them. And like you said, don't be gatekeepers, man. Gaty said, let's share the information with other people, you know? And I'm sure you can help the older generation do better.
Let's share. I wonder when you share, you don't lose anything.
And then moving to another event. That, someone who also does a lot of events and maybe does 4 events a year. Team Doza events. And you've been booked on one, and I think you performed early. I was there emceeing back then, nah?
Yeah.
2-3 years ago.
Yeah, sometime back.
What do you think about those events? And I'm saying this because I also get inboxes from people, nah? There's been 2 instances where he posted an artist and the artist did not pitch. And then maybe I don't know. I'm not there at the compensation concerts or whatever it is. But otherwise, maybe compensate by bringing someone else. But otherwise, people are asking me, why does he take them for that, And I'm like, I'm just booked. What do you think goes wrong? I pitched, and what I do with those things, when it's time for that person and I'll ask you 3 times,
does he do? He doesn't.
He does events. He does events.
He doesn't do maybe more than 6 events a year.
Yes,
or 10 events.
I don't know, but I know there's like more than 4 events.
Yeah, it was I respect him.
And no offense, yes, I know he gets some shade and maybe people take it as it's beef. It's not beef, no offense. But otherwise, because sometimes because you're the MC, then you have to say something to people. But otherwise, I'm asking you, what do we think goes wrong? What do you think he does wrong?
I think the sooner he understands that we are milking the same cow, and by saying we are milking the same cow, it means we don't have plenty to go by, and you will end up confusing the consumer because I live in Joburg now, right? You can afford to have 10 events, 11 events, 20 events happening in one day. The place is big. Right? And my if I'm gonna have Iratanda Wakanda every month, not only am I closing the gate for other people that want to do events, because we are milking the same cow, meaning our clients wait, we will share them. So he does as many events as it does. I'm sure he has his reasons and he saw a gap and he wants to do it. But unfortunately, he's running himself thin. He is gonna get angry, frustrated, because as soon as this event is done, he goes to another one.
Yes,
he needs to.
The planning.
Yeah, I understand. So
post production.
Yeah, I understand. So for me, if maybe I was closer to him, I would ask him which event does good of all the events that you do, right? Even if it's 2 events, even if it's 3 events, but I would ask him to scale them to 2, right? You've got the first quarter of the year, you've got the second quarter of the year. You can do these events in SC, first quarter and the second quarter, depending on when you scale all of them. Okay, this one is good, this one is good, or all these other ones that I have about adults, I can make them into one, and then I can focus also on the kiddies one, because he also has the kiddies.
Exactly.
Those are 2 different.
I wanted to say you can have the first one now, first quarter R&B, what.
Yeah.
And Valentine's, whatever. And
the
second quarter,
it's the kids and whatever. So he can break even. He can make money in the first quarter and focus on other things, right? Or if he says, no, I want to do events the way that I do them, we are closer to Balfour, we are closer to Villiers. You understand? You can branch out. He has the drive. Those are pushes. It's not easy what he does, right? But in a small, can people have their phones off?
It's my dad. I'll call you dad. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, like I'm saying, we are closer to. We've got neighboring classes, right?
So maybe he must try expanding
branch them out. I understand, because when you branch them out, when you do these ones that are Tanda, those same people can drive down. It's closer, But like I'm saying, planning is I've been to Delicious Festival like twice, and they do it once a year. And they do it how many days? They do it 2 days, once a year, right? Beautiful production.
Everything.
Beautiful production, and they plan to the T. So when you allow yourself space in between your events, it allows you to breathe. It allows you to learn from the other events that you've done, so that you don't do the same mistakes on the next one. I mean, the issue of him having invited a DJ and then he doesn't pitch, and maybe communication is not sent out to say, guys, this person's not gonna pitch, we're gonna replace him. That is not good to the consumer, because I came because I'm gonna see Kosman, and then you don't tell me, you bring in another act. Yes, I'm still gonna come, but you've
sold me dreams.
Yeah, I understand. You've now played with my loyalty to you. Meaning, Sasa, on the same date, if Uhlabza does an event on a bigger scale, I'm gonna go to him, because I was loyal to you, but you sold me a dream to a certain degree. I mean, on Facebook this other time, I saw these. I don't want to call them event goers, but attendees.
Yes,
they bent the stage. They
bent sound. I saw that. Yes.
They wanted to sue Makatsi.
And they bought that girl.
Bale to Makatsi.
Hey, I saw that thing.
Makatsi, what's okay? Yanchekela bata. What okay? Nyacha bata. As for Makato. Eventually, people get fed up, right?
And like you said, respect your consumer.
Respect your consumer. And they will be loyal to you. So Udoza is pushing. Khotmani, I respect him.
I respect him.
Because I am in the space. But I think when you've got time in between your events, it allows you to think. It allows you to breathe. You know, Lentoguti, I need to sell and then after I need to sell, these are the tickets. It gets to you. And then you start thinking, because remember, support is not mandatory, it's optional. That's my mantra. If I do an event, I'm not gonna force someone to buy my ticket, because support it's not mandatory. It's not shuguti I'll put support, but it's optional. And the optional means you could be anywhere in the world, but you are here. Meaning, I need to respect you. I need to make sure you have a good time. I need to respect your time. I need to make sure that you're well taken care of until event. So that tomorrow when I say, yo, I'm doing whatever, you can still come.
Can still come.
But now, if I'm gonna treat you like, you are here, then you are here. You understand?
Yeah. You know?
You go to events, bro. Like, people get complimentary stuff. These are your clients. These are the people that buy tickets to your show. Make sure, in a way, these people pay for your lights to be on. If anything, give them that little bit of respect. Even the guests, even the people that are going to perform. Mina, I pay on time.
And you do.
Mina, I pay maybe 4 days before, a day. If I pay you a day before, chances are my limit went up or
but otherwise,
Mina, even now they can comment. I don't owe anyone. If I say, boys, how much are you charging me? Okay, obviously, if I see it's okay, I'll try to negotiate, but I am gonna give you. And then I'll ask, what is it that you drink? And then I give you. Treat your
the people that support you with
understand
exactly,
because because it's said also. I'm gonna touch on the issue of MaF Short, right? Because he spoke about it publicly, and it would be unjust of me not to speak on it. MaF Short tomorrow is going to be a big star, and I want to put it out.
Yeah, that boy is talented,
and he is going to remember the people that were there for him, and especially back home. I can't disappoint this guy or Lekhotman, because when I was no one, he spoke to me and whatever. You understand? So that's you playing the long game. I'm in the Space Summer events. Let me not be. There's a name I want.
Creating bad vibes, maybe?
No. Let me not be a superstar.
Oh, okay. Yes.
To the superstars.
Oh, okay.
Because an artist thinks he's a superstar.
Or because of,
let me be a promoter. Let me wear that hat. And
like
say,
you said.
tell me, if maybe there's a disagreement, let's try to solve. Because these people have the power of going to their fans. Yes, you will get artists again for Melanina or whatever, but Leon Tole you can counter now, Kulumenga or whatever. I mean, we've seen with Oskambo, Nabo Karishma, and whatever you understand, but you don't want your event umuntu giving it a bad review to say, I was la event better. Lomuntu na fans.
And pitchy the
understand. So Mina, I'm not gonna attend my artist, Nabo Tiles, Nabobani, JT the voice. I will always be a promoter to them. Like, yo, bro, Grandy, what time are you performing sharp? But if I'm going to go to them as JT the voice, like, I want JT the voice. I do what you do.
Exactly.
And I do it better. So, perform a lot. Then it's going to be a problem. You understand it? Because I get booked. I sometimes I pity, like, promoters because you can see with this, I'm too stressed. And then I would say to them, no, I need this if you can. Who can I speak to? Whatever, you understand it? So, my advice is, be a promoter. Dealing with an artist like you are dealing with your kids.
Yes.
Speak to them, Gashe. No, I can get you this, but please hold on for me. Or you know what? Let me speak to this. Because I'm sure you have a lot of stuff. Ground yourself, know how to speak, because these people are superstars, unfortunately.
And like you said, with proper planning, then people will be delegated. If you plan properly, for instance, if I'm the host, then people come to me because I kind of like know what's going on.
I will tell you, Sizwe,
if I don't know, come to you, bro. Help me with this.
Yeah, and then I will tell you. But I think overall, it helps. I understand that you're stressed, but find a way of speaking about it, because
like you said, Mob Trigger, who's going to be a superstar.
Yeah, I understand. He is going to be big, and there's other acts that are going to be big. Like Ubudalani went as far as idols. Even today, we still speak because he saw that, okay, this guy sees something in me. He gave me the opportunity, and it was my first time performing for 100 plus 300 plus people, and he trusted us with that. I gained confidence. I saw the crowd reaction. It means I'm good enough to go to Idols. He was on Idols. He was performing. When I would call him by video, he would pick up, would speak here, boys in Ukraine or whatever. You understand? That is a relationship that you build.
Yes.
And the currency is in the relationship that you build. You might think you don't need me now, but you are gonna need me. So never take my relationships for something to gain from.
And don't burn your bridges in the name of exposure. Because what they tell these kids is, I'm exposed, I'm giving exposure. And what is exposure if you've got 1,000 likes like Short Trigger?
No.
What is exposure to that?
Exposure is for my team.
And in Ratanda.
Exposure is for my team.
Exactly.
My team is going to worry about that. This is what we want from you. You get a lot of people. Finally exposure. And the plus futhi finally zabe khona nabantwana.
And the vele.
Get that along like tell my Suzuk phone. And then in Kaya, and then I catch up on whatever. I watch soccer or I watch whatever. Oh, Nyachila and Machita. I'm not going to go there.
My friend, time is moving. Let's go to you quickly. EP.
I have an EP out, Nima.
Nima?
But
tell us about the name, because I know all your titles have significance and essence.
Nima means
and spirituality.
Yeah, obviously. Nima means a blessing, beautiful blessing. It's a name given to my daughter. I
thought as much.
Yeah, come on now, come on.
And you're running in descendants. Actually, Topi was your mom, right?
Topi was my mom.
Now we are doing your daughter.
Yeah,
great.
So it's a 6-song EP that's out. I had beautiful times working on the project. I worked a lot at Deep Kloof, no Sabelo, Udu Music.
Udu Music, yes.
So
shout out, dope guy.
Yeah, shout out to him. So whenever we'd be in the studio, Starkev will come in, like, oh, okay. And then he'll do whatever, And then sometimes Oprah Pasta we ended up doing some songs. I was supposed to have Griffith Marlowe on it, but he ended up sending Izinto late. So I was like, nah, I'm going to use it maybe for the one, because I'm working on new music now. So my EP is out. It's called Nima. Beautiful project. I won't lie. It's beautiful. Soulful house, soulful piano. I'm having fun with the music now more than anything.
Yes.
I don't care about being on. I'm having fun.
No, you are not niched.
No. Like now, like I'm enjoying my time with. Like I'm enjoying
with your friends and making music.
You're obsessed about. I want to be famous. I won't lie. You're obsessed about that, and then you miss the things that are happening in your life. Maybe you have a nice supportive girlfriend, but because you're obsessed about making it, you are not present. But you're there, but you're not.
Like present. I said, creative industry. You stop being creative in the creative industry.
You get obsessive, and
when you obsess about things,
when you obsess over something, you repel it. Something Oprah says. When you're obsessed about something, you repel it. So want something and let it go. Because when you obsess over it, you're chasing it away. So I wanna be on TV. I wanna be whatever. And then I put it out in the universe. Now I'm enjoying my time.
As a creative, as a musician.
I understand that. So EP is out. It's called Nima.
Nima. All right. Next event. Are we doing Wakanda this December?
Yeah.
Wakanda.
We are doing Wakanda.
Or are we doing both?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You see, I'll announce. You know me, I always like to announce. But I want to do like a garden vibe. Maybe 80 people only. And then we're recording it live. I did a garden session sometime. It's on YouTube. You guys can check it out. But I want to do that. Maybe have tickets for like 150, 70 people only.
Private location vibes. Garden.
If you buy tickets, we give you the thing. Yeah, and then we have like a... I'm planning it. I want to do it. I honestly want to do it. So if you have a lawn or you have a nice setup and you want to host us, we'll bring the sound. We shoot, and then we invite the people. Garden, you come through with your wine and cheese and blanket and snacks, and then we shoot. That's what I want to do. But I'm going to announce
it. Like we always do.
And
then our vibes are very chilled and intimate. Always.
And I sing. I want to I'm going to like literally sing.
Pour your heart out.
I'm going to sing.
120 people. It's like an exclusive concert.
Yeah, I'm going to sing songs from Topi. I'm going to sing music that's not released. I'm going to sing stuff from Nima. Like, I'm going to sing. I'm going to sing. That's what I want. But only 70 people. So I'm planning that. I'm going to put out the information soon.
Thank you, my friend, for coming. All right.
Thank you
so much. I know it's past time. I know it's over an hour, né? Or it's just an hour. I can sense it now. But thank you for the insight. More than anything else, I didn't want to make this an interview section.
Sure.
Because, I mean, you've had other interviews. If I'm going to ask people where you're from, now they know where you're from. So I wanted us to give them an insight,
Sure.
And just sit and have a conversation, my friend. Thank you for coming.
I
appreciate this so much.
Yeah.
And tell them, where can they find you? Again, remind them.
Yeah, JT The Voice Essay. That's Insta, that's TikTok, that's Facebook, that's X. And then...
the EP, where can they stream it? Is it
Spotify, YouTube Music? If you're on Apple Music, you can check it out. iTunes. Yeah, but it's all over. But preferably, you can check it out on Apple Music or on Spotify.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to Skosman. Thanks to Shabza. Thanks for the chill session. It was so laid back and very, it's very mellow and chilled.
It's the plants.
Yeah. Until next time, guys. I'll see you. Okay. There's a lot to talk about. So I know my fans, my people, but otherwise, I will update you as to what is going on with me and friends. But yes, we are back. We are still alive and kicking. Temper's not here, but he'll be back as well. All right. So shout outs. If you want to see us, it's me and friends everywhere as well. Sharp, Mr. Skosman. Are you fine? Are you okay? Must I tell them the news? No. Next time.